Thor 5 is reportedly in the works with Taika Waititi directing.
When you started that, I thought you was going to say something about James Gunn. I was waiting on it because every week is a James Gunn story.
Wait, did Wendell just leave? Oh.
I'm taking cover.
Yeah, we don't want to get hit with the Shikaka.
Somebody about to go off.
All right, who wants to start this?
I have so much to say, but I'll let anybody else go first.
Man, at the end of the day, we don't like him. We don't like the shit he does. Fuck that. That's it. That's all I got to say about that.
I think Chris Hemsworth wants to move on too.
I almost think Marvel let this rumor come out so they could see how the internet reacted to it. And like, I feel like they should have known what the reaction would be anyway. But like, I think they're behind the scenes probably wondering like, hey guys, like Ragnarok was really good, but like Thor Love and Thunder wasn't, right? But it still made X amount of dollars, which is crazy. That movie still made like, I think over $600 million or something like that, which is crazy.
Because it's Thor and Chris Hemsworth.
I know. Oh, I get it and I understand. But
And it actually was a good movie.
I feel like
what?
What
did you just say?
Love and Thunder was a good movie.
What did you say?
That's fucking one.
We're playing games over there.
That's one in my box too.
No, for real.
Did you say Chris Hemsworth doesn't want to play Thor anymore? You think he wants to move on? Is that what you said?
No, he'll play Thor until they stop.
I was gonna say he's on record saying he'll play it until they kick him off.
Exactly.
He wants to do it. He just wants the movies to be better. That's all
I'm sure they're behind the scenes right now trying to figure out what to do because like both of those movies made way more than the first two, and he directed them for good or for worse. Like, you know, he gave us one of the better Thor movies. He gave us the worst Thor movie. Like, I don't know.
So you want to give him another fucking strike? I'm sorry, you're batting fucking 50.
I don't know, man.
The issue
I wouldn't trust that guy with shit.
The issue I have with that is that if Taika Waititi is going to come back and finish his Thor, whatever you want to fucking call it, I don't know if you want to call it a legacy because I wouldn't call it a fucking legacy because most of it's trash. But if you're gonna let him finish it, I need to know that Kevin Feige is on top of the fucking project from start to fucking finish.
I was actually going to make that point because this is one of those situations where, you know, Feige didn't get to have as much hands-on as he usually does. I feel like if Feige would have had the hands-on that he probably got to with probably Thor Ragnarok and other movies, I don't think this movie would ever saw the light of day, and it would have been rewritten the shit out of.
More time. No Disney Plus. No other things going on behind the scenes. It wasn't fucking 4 movies a year and 4 fucking television series or whatever Disney Plus series. It's just, it is what it is. He's got to be more involved in the Thor 5 project. He's one of your marquee characters. He's your last remaining.
He's your last. He's your last guy.
Like, come on, man! Don't let him go out in style if you're going to do a final movie. And Hulk.
He's not the last one.
And Hulk.
Yes, he is.
Hulk.
And Hulk. Who hasn't even who had one movie with a different guy playing Banner.
Yes, but Spider-Man wasn't an original Avenger in the MCU.
He definitely wasn't.
Avengers 1.
Nope.
He's not an OG Avenger. The OG Avengers are all gone. Every one of them, except Thor and Hulk. Yep. And Hulk is being Dominican somewhere, and Thor is flipping bank.
Sure the hell is.
They're in bad shape right now.
Way bad shape.
I'm still stuck on the fact that he has 5 movies. Like, Thor has Thor. A movie where everyone else just has a trilogy. And he's getting a 5th movie.
It's because even his shittiest movies made money. So Marvel's going to go back to the bank and be like, okay, you made money, so we're going to go back to it again.
But the problem, the thing that I have with this is that, okay, Chris Hemsworth saying, he said it himself that this movie, Thor Love and Thunder, was goofy. He said it himself.
He did.
So, if you know that this actor is telling you that this movie's goofy, why the fuck would you let the same director direct the last goofy movie that he did not like?
I actually think that Chris Hemsworth likes Taika Waititi. I'm sorry, Chase, you were muted. That's why I didn't know you were speaking.
It's all about the motherfucking money. Listen, money talks and bullshit still does the fucking marathon, especially in the film world. So, you know.
And this is the thing that I also heard that they need, if they're doing another Thor, it's going to be a global is going to be a bigger bad than Gore.
So
this is the rumor that I heard.
Leo, you hold on. You cut to my point. Hang on.
What?
So hang on, I'm bringing it up. So this is a direct Thor from a direct quote from Mr. Taika Waititi, who says that Thor 5 needs a villain that's stronger than Hela.
Wasn't
this
that Gore?
This is the thing, right? Yeah, you had that guy. It was Gore, and you fucked it up and made him a creepy ice cream man.
All the way.
So yes, you do need a stronger villain. So this was actually the question that I was going to pose to you guys, and I was going to lay it out in this format specifically for this. So, he says he needs a bigger villain. Here's who we've seen so far in Thor films. We've seen the Destroyer in Thor 1. We've seen Malekith. Boo, trash. We've seen Hela, fantastic, great villain. We've seen Surtur destroy fucking Asgard already. We've seen Gore the God Butcher, who was supposed to be really strong, didn't come off as being that strong the way he was portrayed in the movie. What villain do you guys think that Taika Waititi could use that is still stronger than Hela that would be portrayed well in the movie?
Don't you fucking all say Hercules. Don't you dare say it.
Hercules is not the answer.
Zeus.
Zeus, baby.
Only if he curtsies.
Only if he curtsies.
Only if he
right.
curtsies first.
I don't even know that many Thor villains.
There are a lot.
There are a lot, but there's not a lot that could keep up with him. That's the main thing. And if you're taking this movie and you're giving him a stronger villain, you have to do Old Father Thor. And the problem is, if you do Old Father Thor, you have to bring in the Fantastic Four. And if you have to bring in the Fantastic Four, the only big major event is Galactus.
This is true. Galactus is an option. Galactus is one that I thought of. I did have two more. I did have two more names. I had two more names that I thought of on the top of my head that could actually redeem the Thor franchise a little bit. The first one doesn't make a lot of sense because Asgard is already destroyed, and his story arc revolves around destroying Asgard as well. It's Mangog.
Right.
So Mangog is super powerful.
Yeah.
But the problem is his beef is really not with Thor, it's with Odin, and Odin's already dead in the MCU.
Yes.
And then he just fights Thor because Thor is there to take on the fucking battle. So
Fine,
essentially,
he do it in New Asgard.
He's going to go to Earth and destroy this piece of land.
Yeah.
This tiny ass piece of land over there.
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then Thor's gonna Independence Day and welcome to Earth.
Because here's okay, right. Here's the thing. So obviously everybody's talking about Hercules. In the comic books, Hercules and Thor fight, and then they end up being friends. So it's not gonna make sense if you just have them fight for an entire fucking movie. And there's no way it works. So the only other redemption that I can think of, aside from Galactus, to Leo's point, Marvel, begging you, fucking do it. Beta Ray Bill, please bring Beta Ray Bill into the MCU. We saw him in Ragnarok on the statue. We know he's on par with fighting Thor, pound for pound, power level. He's the same fucking strength as Thor. You can make an interesting movie about it. I'm begging you, from the Thor guy on the panel, please bring in Beta Ray Bill. It will redeem Thor. I'm fucking begging you.
But the problem is, it'll have to be a 2-part movie because you have to bring it. You have to bring in the Thor Corps.
Cool. I mean, they won't do that.
That's a big movie. That is a very big fucking movie.
You want to redeem him? Make it a 2-parter.
Yeah.
You want that
sounds more. That sounds better to redeem Thor, since you have in the Thor legacy, you have 3 bad movies.
Thank you. I know I'm the Thor guy. I thought of it.
And that could be a way. And that could be a way to end off his story.
That's how you end the story.
End the story. But you don't end the story because you're gonna need him in Secret Invasion.
Well, I mean, end off his solo run, I should say.
Well, I was gonna say, like, don't even do a 2-parter. Freaking do the Beta Ray Bill versus Thor thing, and then make Thor Corps part of the way they bring down one of the Kangs in freaking Kang Dynasty, and then lead it into Secret Wars. Do it that way. You don't even need a second part. Just make it part of Kang Dynasty. That would make that movie interesting. Like, because they're gonna fight all three of those Kangs, and they're gonna split up into 3 teams, and they're all gonna lose or one's gonna win, whatever they're gonna do. So you just make it part of that.
You can't bring in Beta Ray Bill in Ragnarok and then not have him in the MCU at some point in time. You showed us the fucking picture. You showed us him on the mountain of fighters.
They should have just did it instead of Gore.
He's here. He's out there.
Didn't even matter. Like Gore didn't even matter.
But you absolutely this first of all, this cannot happen on Earth. This has to happen in space someplace where you have the great thing about Thor is all of the lore, all of the mythology. You have to go deep into that. So you have to send him someplace where these mythical beings and beasts all live again, because that is the luxury and legendary of Thor. Without that, it just does not work. I keep saying this. All superheroes have an environment and an atmosphere of which they live, which they do their absolute most, greatest work. And you have to put them in that environment and whatnot. So yeah, bring out Beta Ray, let them go against Beta Ray, let them bring everybody out. If we try to wrap this thing up with Thor, let everybody get some.
Hey,
and whatnot.
Hey, Chase, guess what? The mighty Thor died in Love and Thunder. Spoiler alert in case you didn't see that trash movie. So we just have a hammer circulating around there. So now we have a hammer and an axe. Guess what Beta Ray Bill uses to fight? The goddamn axe.
Wait. His kid got the hammer, okay?
Yeah. No, boom. That's not his child. Stop.
His child. His child.
And if you bring Beta Ray Bill, how are you gonna handle Eternity?
Listen, that's not that. I'm just throwing
one thing at a time.
Sit here and say, Leo, Beta Ray Bill would not redeem Thor in the MCU. It would be a redemption arc for Thor.
It will, but the thing is, if you bring in, you could also bring it in this way. If you bring in the Thor Corp with Beta Ray Bill and they have to fight against Thor and Eternity, now that is a match. You give me all of Thor Corp and versus them two.
Come on, say it's not so. Say it ain't so.
By the way, Disney, if you take any of these ideas, we only take commission checks here. We need commission checks on this, If I see any of this come up in rumors, I'm asking for a commission check.
My agent's already on it, so don't fuck around. We know what you
You're getting a letter soon.